told her just no.
Hello to you both.
I'm not paying her. She didn't point the gun at me and pointed the gun at Mr. Dietrich. I didn't even pull a gun, so I had my hands up. They fired upon Mr. Dietrich. She looked back at a second and saw Mr. Keegan and him. I pushed her over. So it was chaos.
It was. I hope that poor lady got out, though. The lady trying to sell her pelts there.
The lady that was trying to sell her pelts, yes.
I hope she's okay.
Say, hold on. I thought she was trying to extort you. Now you're saying you got shot.
Well, I wouldn't pay her. So.
She didn't really seem to like that.
No.
I was over by the pelt thing with I don't know her name. So. But they didn't like that, and then they drew on him.
Miss Kim, I asked you how you were. You could have led with it. You've been shot instead of just saying it.
No, I wasn't shot. She sort of strangled me.
She strangled you?
Yes.
So who got shot?
Well, me.
Are you the only person that got shot?
Well, Mr. Keegan, I think, got shot. Mr. Levi is fine.
Yeah.
But then, of course, the Annisburg guards, they open fire and whatnot.
Yeah, that too. Fucking Annisburg, man.
Wait,
catch a break.
Cool. So why are we all here?
I don't know.
I'm very confused as to why we're in with PD.
Because I'd rather not be stuck in Annisburg if they get up on their feet and whatnot like that.
Yeah.
It was a gunfight. I'm not sticking around. At their bodies, like I'm not. So the nearest doctor's office from there would have been
Whoopie. Yeah, I had to take a look at Keegan and I had to make sure King was okay.
The nearest doctor's office from Annisburg is Wapiti?
Well,
other than the doctor's office in Annisburg.
Oh no, there's the doctor's tents, I guess. I mean, they're the tents, I guess. I mean, all three.
Other than the one in
Van Horn,
Valentine, Van Horn, Emerald.
Wapiti's closer than Valentine. But Emerald's, no, you're right about Emerald. I didn't even think about it.
Huh?
I didn't even think about Emerald. Look, when
Mr.
Wapiti then came after me before I went to Bacchus, I like the North.
I'm not gonna lie to you. When you're in the black like that, if you've ever been in a fight like that, you're not thinking about every single variable. You're just thinking of getting somewhere safe, and this is probably the safest place we could have went for it.
Yes.
You ever been shot before? It kind of fucking hurts.
I mean, this is a bit.
Well, then you know what I mean.
We could have done
and I mean no disrespect, but goddamn, this is a shitty fucking day. Let me tell you. I hate getting shot.
Mr. King, were you planning on informing the sheriff's department that you were in a shootout and somebody threatened you and trying to?
Yes.
When were you planning on doing that exactly?
Considering it was happening today.
Because we just showed up to Annisburg to find an absolute bloodbath.
Well, it wasn't that long ago, I'll tell you that. You gotta make sure everybody was alive and not bleeding to death. And then
I only saw one officer the whole day today, and I've only seen like 2 officers the entire last 2 weeks. It's been rather lacking on the officer front the last couple of weeks, and so I've had Mr. Breen stalking me, and
why is Mr. Breen stalking?
Well, you spoke to 3 of us last night, so I'm not sure.
I did last night. That is last. No, you're right.
Why is Mr. Breen stalking you?
Because he still thinks I hunted him for sport. You know, he's kidnapped me twice. But I hunted him for sport.
Why
he
would
thinks
he
I'm
think that?
Mr. Watson, Malson, and Windsor. He thinks I'm with those
very British to me.
Pardon?
I said you don't sound very British to me.
I get the opposite a lot, you know. People say I'm a posh British and not a, East End British.
Interesting.
Yes.
What warrants is? Do you mean East? You know what? Never mind. That's not even important right now.
Or West. I don't know. In terms of working class English.
All right. Who all do you have here?
So you have Mr. Levi, Mr. Keegan, myself.
What's Levi's full name?
I know their names. I know their names. You ready?
Sure.
So Levi Thompson, Levi Thompson.
Yeah.
All right, ready for the next one?
Sure.
So I am Dietrich Hedrick, Dietrich. The last name Hedrick, Hedrick.
Okay. And the other 2 over there?
So that is Keegan. So Keagan for Keegan.
Mm-hmm.
And then Began is Beegan.
And the fourth fellow.
And this is Jack King.
Yes, Jack King. And I'm running for state rep, but I have all these slanderous posters going against me. And
Talk
then
about a smear campaign, I guess.
poems, and then they're tearing down posters, and I'm just.
Do you know who's tearing down your posters?
I once saw a DOP guard tear one down, so that was fun.
Which DOP guard?
I don't know the DOP guard.
If you can get evidence, we can always let you go and talk about that.
Well, I mean, there's a whole lot of people doing that. There's that, what the fuck's her name? God.
Can't say I know
it. The previous warden, or whatever the fuck.
I mean, there was the P. Blackheart, or the
Yeah,
letter,
her.
the poet.
Yeah.
And I've never even met the woman.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, Mr. King, the recruit's going to take your statement off to the side,
Sure.
and Senior Deputy Jenkins is going to take your statement, Mr. Hendrick, and I'm going to go talk to those two gentlemen back there, and we'll just get all your statements, okay?
Sure.
Okay.
Hey, Mr. King, come on over here with me.
All right, Miss Lesky.
Here, we'll go over here. So just remember that I'm writing all this down. So try not to talk
Alright.
too fast, but I'll recite it back to
Sure.
you to make sure I didn't miss anything as we're going. Give me 2 seconds here. Okay. That should be everything for me there then, Mr. King. Thank you very much.
All right.
Yeah, if you wanted to go back over to Keegan and Levi,
Sure.
I'm just gonna finish this. Previous incident.
Fenna.
Keegan,
that you?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Hi, Miss Lasky.
What the fuck? What the fuck, Keegan?
Jack King told me you wanted to talk to me about yesterday.
Oh god. Okay, hold on, give me a second. Let me finish fighting
Yup.
this. Did you want to make a statement about what happened yesterday, or?
No, he just told me that you wanted to ask me about yesterday.
No, I told him to go stand over there with you guys while I finish his statement.
Oh. Well, all right.
You're welcome to stand with me if you want to, but I'm gonna be writing.
Absolutely.
What the fuck happened, Keegan?
I already gave my side of the story to the other fella.
Yeah, I know. I'm writing Jack
Yeah.
King's side right now. So this is what going and
It's a whole ton of madness.
looking strong is, huh?
Well, that was the plan, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then, my God, Ansburg's fucking rotten, man, Fenna. I fucking hate Ansburg.
Yeah, Annisburg's a horrible place to have a shootout, Keegan.
I agree with that. That's for goddamn sure.
Jesus Christ. Mr. King was also extorted yesterday by Highlander, too.
I think Mr. King, I think it's the other way around personally. I think Mr. King was upset that Highlander didn't follow through with the agreed upon terms of Aiden Breen's kidnapping, and he wanted some compensation for that's what I fucking think.
Interesting.
More inclined to believe Aiden Breen since Mr. King just lied to us.
Yeah.
If all
Well, this
three of
will
them
be
start making,
interesting.
if all three of them start making the way over here, make sure you get ready to draw your guns real quick.
Yep.
So we draw first, because they might be starting to sweat here.
Hello.
All right, lads, just letting you know. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
All right, perfect. All right, so you are not under arrest, okay? However, I am going to detain you to ask you a few more questions as a group, all right?
Sure.
So, gentlemen, if you could please take your rifles and your gun belts and put them on the floor.
Okay.
Sure.
I don't have my gun belt on me.
That's fine. If you got anything on you, anything that's a firearm, just go ahead and take it out. Or a knife, go ahead and take it out now. You're not going to be in trouble for it. And just slowly put your rifles down and your gun belts down for me. Thank you.
Sure.
This is just for our safety and kind of our protocol.
Yeah, that's all right.
You don't have to put your hands up. You can put your hands by your side. That's fine. Recruit Lasky's pretty quick on the draw, so if you try to pull something,
I was told the opposite from Recruit Lasky.
Yeah, it's true. She's actually kind of slow in the draw.
That's the beauty of perceived perception, isn't it?
Oh,
But
you guys have
I'm
your
also
gun
slow
down.
in
I didn't
general.
even notice that. That's all right.
Levi,
I see how it is.
banjo-headed Tom.
Levi's gone in
Gentlemen, let's have
slow.
a serious conversation for a moment.
Okay.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
going
Yeah.
to tell you a few things, and you're going to listen. All right.
All right.
It's not so much a debate. If I want to ask you a question, I'll ask you a question. Otherwise, just keep quiet and think to yourselves. All right. Perfect.
Okay.
So, gentlemen, your stories do not match up into quite a big degree. That's generally why we question people separately, right?
Mhm.
So what Mr. Keegan and Mr. Levi told me is very different from what you said, Mr. King, and is different from what Mr. Heydrich said. You understand why, from my point of view, that's a bit puzzling.
I understand that.
All right. So I'm going to ask Mr. King specifically, since I'll take it you're a bit more of the boss of this situation and this particular group of individuals. Okay. You want to tell me why your story and your men's story completely differs in terms of how everybody got to Annisburg?
Well, I did tell the boys different things. I mean, they were there as my friends, not really as security. So Mr. Keegan and Mr. Levi went up to hunt. I did call them along. Mr. I mean,
Sorry,
at the same
keep
time, we're
going.
all friends at the end of the day. So if I'm
Uh-huh.
going to be attacked, they're going to be. So personally, I didn't want them to be involved at the start. So I sent them off ahead. Mr. Levi and Mr. Keegan on their horse. They went up on the left side of the town, up the hill, towards the mine area. Mr. Dietrich went to the telegram station, while I went to the same area telegram station. Upon which Miss Highlander and Mr. Goat showed up. Mr. Dietrich went over to the butcher shop side, pretty much. She was trying to extort me. I think I said the rest in this last key statement there, where they pulled a firearm on me, I pulled up binoculars, they pulled a firearm on Dietrich.
All right.
Dietrich pulled
You're
a
good.
firearm.
You can stop.
Yes. So then gunfight assumed, and the boys
You
up
can
on the
stop,
hill.
Mr. King.
Yes.
I don't need to know what happened from that point. Right. Mr. Keegan and Mr. Levi only. You want to tell me why you lied to me?
About what?
About how you got in Tannisburg and why you were there in the first place?
Well, what do you have down there for us, Scantansburg?
That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking you why I chose to lie.
I don't know what you mean by lying. We all got to Annisburg, and me and Levi went up the North Road. You know, that's a bit west of the road that leads you through Annisburg to the telegram office.
Why did you tell me that you didn't come there with them? You didn't even know they were in Annisburg until you saw them on the ground.
We split off a little ways away. It was probably, the house that's between Van Horn and Annisburg.
Kind of irrelevant, but sure.
Yeah, well, I lost track of them about there, and we kept going on north.
So you lost track of them despite the fact that Mr. King sent you on ahead to check out the town.
Yeah, because he said go on ahead from the house, and we've gone ahead.
And instead of going into town, you went into the hills north to prepare to go hunting.
Yeah, going just straight to Brandywine Drop.
Do you realize in your own sentence what you just said doesn't make sense?
No.
Okay. You two boys tell me that you're there to go hunting. You hear gunfire in town, so you come on down, see what's going on. You see two folks, you start shooting at two folks, and then by the time all the dust settles, you come outside, and there's Mr. King, who you now recognize, and Mr. Heydrich, injured on the floor. Except Mr. King sends you on ahead to town to scout it out in the first place.
Yeah.
Then why tell me you didn't know who it was them until you actually walked on them? You didn't know they were going to be there?
I didn't recognize them, being still in town. We was going north. They still down in the valley there.
I mean, when you hear a bunch of gunshots going down, we kind of ran down to see, because that's
To see
naturally what
what?
you do when you
There was
when you hear a bunch of
a
gunshots
lot of
in
guards.
town. We were like, what the fuck is going on there? So we ran down, and then locals started shooting at us, so we just started shooting at them, and then it was like complete chaos. So that's why we came down from the hill to hunt. We weren't coming any other reason than hearing all the gunshots and being like, holy shit. And that's when we saw everyone down on the ground when I saw Dietrich. And I was like, oh my God, there's fucking Dietrich. And then he found Mr. King. So that's why we picked him up.
Senior Deputy Bell, I got a question for you. Zeke, you've been in the state a long, long time, haven't you? How long you been in the state?
2 years now at this point. Almost going 3.
You ever seen Annisburg guards just randomly fire at people?
Not unless you've done something stupid first.
Interesting.
Well, there's gunshots going off. Like everywhere. And people pulling their guns out and aiming them on all different directions. It kind of gets a little squirrely when shit's like that.
Yeah.
Going down. So
I
of
will
course,
also
if someone's
say-
aiming their gun kind of up in my direction, I'm gonna naturally kind of point my gun right back at
To be
them.
fair, I got shot for baking bread in Ansburg after healing one of your boys, Mr. Flood.
I was there for that too.
I got shot for putting away a wagon.
Me and Levi got shot for driving a wagon into town. I don't think
Yeah.
you guys have been in Ansburg long enough to realize
I've never
those
had that
guards
problem
will
personally.
shoot you.
And we actually have the sheriff.
go hunting
well,
in
she said
Ansburg all
she
the
was
time.
sheriff.
So
That
it's,
lady
it's,
that works in Ansburg at
That
the
is-
police station, she was right there to see it. All them pull their guns out on us. This was like a couple weeks ago. You can find her and ask her about that.
Right, Mr. King. That's gonna be my
Sure.
final question for you, and after this, you can pick up your stuff and you guys can go. Okay.
Okay.
Now, I've entertained conversation with you plenty of times. I always hear you out, follow up on your concerns,
Yep.
and so on and so forth.
Mhm.
You know what I don't appreciate being
Lying?
lied to.
Mhm.
So I suggest that today is the last time that happens. In the future, give me the truth the first time.
No, that was the truth.
But it was
I
rhetorical.
don't know why the boys
Mr. King,
are.
Mr. King.
I understand.
No,
I
no,
understand,
no,
I
no.
understand.
Listen,
Sorry,
that's
sorry,
that's
sorry,
what
sorry, sorry.
happens when you don't plan things and what you tell isn't the truth. You know, when you get to lying about things, it's hard to keep all the stories in check, right? That's usually what tends. No matter how much planning you do, when it's a lie, it's a lot harder to get all the facts right. Well, mostly because they're not facts. So I suggest you make that the last time you ever lie to me again. And the same for these 3 deputies present.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll definitely be in touch. Okay.
Understood.
And in the future, if you get yourself into a shootout where people are injured, regardless of the intentions of any party, you send a sheriff line or at least a public telegram asking for a doctor. I don't care who it is.
I will do.
And your nearest doctor's office is Emerald, not the furthest possible place you could have chosen. Okay?
I understand that.
All right. All right. You gentlemen can go ahead and pick up your stuff, and you can go ahead and you're welcome to remain here or go where you want to go. All right?
Sure.
Sure.
Thank you,
thanks,
sir.
guys.
Sorry about all this. Thank you.
Levi Thompson, banjo head.